What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I'm BRAVExHERO, and today we're talking about 5 hunter exotics you need to be using for Void 3.0. We're going to be talking about exotics for both PvP and PvE, talking about what builds you can use with these exotics and what aspects and fragments you should be using. All I ask is that if you're new to the channel, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on all notifications. But with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Starting off with PvP, our first exotic on the list is going to be Khepri Sting, the exotic gauntlets for the hunter class. Khepri Sting has the exotic perk Touch of Venom. Punching someone with full melee energy will instantly cast Smoke Bomb. Gain True Sight while in your Smoke Bomb effect. Your Smoke Bomb deals increased damage. Guys, this exotic took me by surprise. It didn't get much of a rework, but with changes made to Flawless Execution and now it being called Stylus Execution, guys, Touch of Venom is one of the best ways to gain True Sight and gain field intelligence on your enemies in PvP. Before we get into how this exotic functions in PvP and how to take advantage of it, let's get into the aspects you need to be utilizing. For starters, you want to be utilizing the aspect Stylus Executioner, in which defeating a weakened, suppressed, or volatile target grants invisibility and True Sight. After performing a Stylus Execution, your next melee attack while invisible weakens targets. To put this in simpler terms, any target that is weakened, suppressed, or volatile will grant you invisibility and True Sight for a few seconds. It doesn't matter if you are the one that made that target weakened, suppressed, or volatile, or your teammate. If you finish that enemy off, you will gain True Sight, which will give you the ability to see outlines of your enemies behind walls, aka wall hacks. Our next aspect is Trapper's Ambush. Activate Quick Fall to spend your melee charge and dive to the ground, creating a large smoke cloud on impact, which then dissipates. Targets caught in your cloud are weakened and allies are made invisible. Your smoke bomb makes nearby allies invisible when attached to nearby surfaces or targets. This is probably one of the best aspects that was given to the hunter class. Now, this plays extremely well with the Khepri Sting exotic gauntlets. Now, before we get into Khepri Sting, let's talk about the fragments you want to be utilizing. Now, the 3 fragments you want to be utilizing is going to be Echo of Undermining, in which your void grenades weaken your targets. Number 2, you want to be utilizing Echo of Persistence. Your invisibility is increased. And number 3, you want to be using Echo of Remnants. Your lingering grenade effects have increased duration. These 3 fragments play extremely well into the Stylus Executioner. When you utilize Echo of Undermining, your grenades will weaken your targets, thus allowing you to kill that target and gain True Sight and invisibility. But pairing that along with Echo of Remnants, your lingering grenade effects have increased duration. Thus, your targets will be weakened for much longer, allowing you to finish them up and activate Stylus Executioner, which is going to increase your invisibility duration. Now, how does this play into the Khepri Sting? Well, it's simple, guys. Utilizing the exotic perk Touch of Venom, when you utilize Trapper's Ambush and use your grenade to slam down to the ground and go invisible, you now have True Sight, not having to proc Stylus Executioner. At this time, in higher competitive game modes, if you need to do callouts to where enemies' locations are, you can, because you can see them through the walls. That's the first part of Khepri Sting. Now the second part, your Smoke Bomb deal increased damage. Guys, when you Smoke Bomb an enemy, you use your Smoke Bomb as an offensive attack, you will now be able to kill that enemy, thus allowing you to get True Sight and invisibility. Thus kind of like double dipping into Khepri Sting and the Void 3.0 subclass. Out of all the exotics on today's list, Khepri Sting has really risen up the ranks and has become one of my favorite exotics to use with Void 3.0. I think when it comes to higher competitive game modes like Trials of Osiris and Survival, being able to get that field intel and relay your enemies' locations to your teammates is a huge advantage. It's pretty much like getting free wall hacks, but without cheating in game. Our next exotic double dips into PvP and PvE. It can be utilized in both activities. Guys, we have the exotic helmet Graviton Forfeit. Now this comes with the exotic perk Vanishing Shadow. Increase the duration of any invisibility effects. While you are invisible, your melee recharges faster, your weapons reload faster, and your recovery is greatly increased. Now with this exotic, regardless if you're in PvP or PvE, you want to take full advantage of the invisibility. So for starters, we want to utilize the aspect Vanishing Step. Dodging makes you invisible. And with the aspect Trapper's Ambush. Now for this build here, you want to utilize the fragments Echo of Dilation, increase sneak speed and enhance radar while crouching. You also want to utilize Echo of Persistence, which is going to give you that increased invisibility duration. And lastly, you want to utilize Echo of Provision. Damaging enemies with grenades grants melee energy. If you ever want to be invisible 80 to 90% of the time, this is the format you need to be utilizing. In PvP or PvE, if you want to move around the map sneakily, well, you first need to go invisible, and this can be done by utilizing your smoke bomb first, either by smoking yourself by throwing your melee smoke bomb or utilizing Trapper's Ambush. When you do this, you'll be activating Vanishing Shadow. Increase the duration of any invisibility effects. While you are invisible, your melee recharges faster. Now this is where we double dip into the exotic perk. When you finally come out of your invisibility, you now want to activate Vanishing Step. At this time, you will go invisible once again, thus allowing you to activate Vanishing Shadow. And as you can tell, your melee smoke bomb is almost fully charged. Now if you really want to take advantage of this and you want to sneak around the map without your enemies finding you, well, you need to know a few things about invisibility. Number one, you can't sprint around the map. If you sprint around the map, you will be showing up on your enemy's radar. This is why you just want to walk or crouch walk, thus allowing you to activate the perk Echo of Dilation, increase sneak speed, and enhance radar while crouching. And with that enhanced radar, this will allow you to actually pinpoint the exact location of your enemies. This is a really fun build for PvP. Regardless if you're a sniper and you want to sneak around the map like a ninja, you can. Or maybe you're trying to catch a flank on one of your enemies and you want to fusion rifle them, you can do that as well. With Void 3.0, Graviton Forfeit got a lot of real estate, and you're going to see it a lot in PvP. Our next exotic on the list is the exotic chest piece Omnioculus. And yes, if you guessed it, this is another exotic that goes extremely well with PvP and PvE. For those Grandmaster activities, Omnioculus is a great exotic to use, and for PvP, it's even stronger. Omnioculus comes with the exotic perk Beyond the Veil. You gain a second smoke bomb charge and have damage resistance while invisible. When you make an ally invisible, they gain damage resistance while invisible, and you gain melee energy. Now for this exotic, you want to be utilizing the aspects Trapper's Ambush and Vanishing Step, both of which pair extremely well with Omnioculus. Now for PvP, you can go two different routes. If you want to really dig deep into that invisibility build, you're going to want to run with the fragments Echo of Persistence, which is going to increase that invisibility duration, and Echo of Dilation, which is going to give you that enhanced sneak speed and enhanced radar. Now if you really want to get into a grenade offensive build, because you do get two smoke bombs, you can always use the fragment Echo of Undermining. Your void grenades weaken targets, and you can always pair that alongside Echo of Provision. Damaging enemies with grenades grants melee energy, and with both of these you can really dig deep into that wombo combo build. You smoke bomb your enemy and you lay a grenade into them and you'll finish them off. To take full advantage of Omnioculus in PvP, you really want to be able to smoke bomb your teammates as often as possible. By smoke bombing two of your teammates, this will grant you a full melee charge. But not only that, when your teammates are invisible, this can really throw a monkey wrench into any team's chemistry. This is very popular or a great tactic to use in game modes like Trials of Osiris and Survival. Now when it comes to Grandmaster Nightfalls, utilizing something like Omnioculus is perfect. If you want to get through a difficult part with your teammates, maybe you're taking damage and you want to recover a bit, utilizing the Omnioculus to have that smoke bomb to make you and your teammates invisible is perfect, and it will grant you an additional smoke bomb, thus allowing you to use this more often. Now let's switch gears and jump into PvE only. Our first exotic is going to be the exotic leg armor Orpheus Rig, which is going to be the exotic I take into the day one raid. This exotic comes with the exotic perk Uncanny Arrows, provides ability energy for each target tethered by deadfall anchors. Mobius Quiver has an additional shot. Okay guys, there's a lot to unpack here with this exotic. Depending on the situation is the way you want to run it. If you're looking for maximum boss DPS, then you're going to want to run Shadow Shot Mobius Quiver. When utilizing the exotic Orpheus Rig, rather than having 2 shots with Mobius Quiver, you will be having 3 shots with Mobius Quiver. But say you're jumping into a Grandmaster Nightfall, or maybe jumping into the day 1 raid and you're dealing with lots of ads, well, one of the best things you can utilize is Shadow Shot Deadfall. This is going to have an increased range and your tether lasts longer, but it's only 1 tether shot. Now pair this alongside the exotic Orpheus Rig and you will now gain super energy per targeted tethered. Now before we get into a full breakdown of the Orpheus Rig, what aspects and fragments should we be using? Well, for endgame content and harder PvE activities, invisibility is your best friend, especially trying to negate damage and trying to stay away from damage. So Vanishing Step and also Trapper's Ambush are great assets. Now getting into the fragments, there's 3 that I highly recommend, which is going to be Echo of Expulsion, Void ability Final Blows cause targets to explode, and Echo of Remnants, which is going to increase your grenade effects, and lastly Echo of Undermining, your void grenades weaken targets. When it comes to dealing with a lot of ads or dealing with an area that's very congested with just enemies, you want to utilize Shadow Shot Deadfall Tether. This is going to be 1 tether that has increased range and it lasts longer. Pairing this with Orpheus Rig, each person tethered will give you super energy. Now something to keep in mind that there are diminishing returns with the Orpheus Rig and Deadfall Tether. But even with the diminishing returns, your first tether will grant you a lot of super energy. But not only that, when utilizing this, you'll grant 4 orbs for your teammates. So not only did you get a good amount of super energy back, but you also generated orbs for your teammates. Now, when it comes to dealing boss DPS, you need to swap over to Mobius Quiver. This is going to be 3 tether shots when paired alongside Orpheus Rig. Now our last PvE exotic is going to be the Assassin's Cowl. This is going to have the exotic perk Vanishing Execution. Powered melee final blows grant invisibility and restore a portion of health and shields. Finisher and final blows against more powerful targets increase the duration of the invisibility and the amount of health and shields restored. Look, when it comes to soloing Legend Lost sectors, you need all the help you can get, and Assassin's Cowl can give you that. With this exotic, you want to utilize the aspects Vanishing Step and Trapper's Ambush. Both are going to allow you to go invisible and sneak up on your enemies for that final blow. When it comes to fragments, you want to utilize Echo of Persistence for that increased invisibility duration, Echo of Leeching, melee final blows start health regeneration for you and your nearby allies, and lastly, Echo of Exchange, melee final blows grant grenade energy. Now guys, this was pretty cut and dry here. When you're jumping into a Legend Lost sector, when an enemy is almost defeated, go up to that enemy, perform a finisher. Not only will you get your health regeneration back because of Assassin's Cowl, but you'll have an increased invisibility effect, thus allowing you to recover, reload your weapons, and get back into the fight. Maybe you can't perform a finisher, maybe you can only perform a melee on them. This will activate Echo of Leeching and also activate Echo of Exchange, both of which are either going to give you health regeneration, and with Echo of Exchange, melee final blows grant grenade energy, thus allowing you to utilize Trapper's Ambush even more. But with that, hopefully you enjoyed the video today. Guys, there's so much I want to cover with Void 3.0, from PvP synergy builds to PvE Grandmaster Legend Lost sector builds. Guys, the synergy is there and I'm excited. So if you enjoyed today's video and you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and turn on all notifications. Remember, share my video with all your friends who are jumping into Destiny 2 the Witch Queen. Other than that, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out. You enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.